physical properties of the alkynes. So let's have a look at what are the physical properties of the alkynes, as we have already discussed that what are mainly alkynes. So when we are talking about the hydrocarbons, when we are talking about the hydrocarbons, in hydrocarbons we have learned three classes. The first one is alkane, the second one is alkene, and the third one is alkyne. So in alkane, the carbon-carbon is having single bond. In alkenes, the carbon-carbon is having double bond, and in alkynes, the carbon-carbon is having triple bond. So the properties of these three classes are different from each other. Now we will discuss the properties of the alkynes here. So basically, if we have a look on the alkynes, they are first properties, they are unsaturated hydrocarbons. Unsaturated hydrocarbons mean they have triple bond between two carbon atoms. Triple bond between the two carbon atoms, and the presence of this triple bond make them unsaturated hydrocarbons. So the physical properties of the alkynes we have basically they are the first three members of the alkynes. The first three members are ethine. That ethine is also known as acetylene. It's a simple name of the ethine. It is acetylene. Second member of the alkynes we have propyne, propyne, and the third member we have is butane. The physical state of these three members is they are found in the state of gas or in the gaseous state. So this is the physical state of first three members of the alkynes. Next, if we have a look on the higher members, the other higher members, the higher members started from the carbon number 5 to next on, they exist in the form of liquids as well as in the form of solids. So the higher members exist in the form of liquids and solids, but the three members are going to be exist in the gaseous state. So this is the first physical property of the alkynes. Next, we have the second property for the alkynes is that alkynes are basically non-polar in nature. They are non-polar, so therefore they are insoluble in water. Insoluble in water. Now the question arises why they are insoluble in water, because the water it is a polar compound. If you look on the water, so water is a polar compound. On the other hand, alkynes are non-polar in nature, and we have learned the rule that is like dissolve like. Like dissolve like mean all the polar substances will get dissolved in polar and non-polar will get dissolved in non-polar. So here we have two different substances. The one is non-polar and the water is polar. So they do not get dissolved into each other. So that's why they are insoluble into each other. But on the other hand, the alkynes are soluble in organic solvents. They are soluble in organic solvents. Now, what are organic solvents? The solvents containing carbon and hydrogen are known as the organic solvents, and we have examples for the organic solvents. The first one we have carbon tetrachloride, that is CCl4. Next we have benzene, that is C6H6. We have gasoline. All these are the non-polar solvents, and the alkynes get dissolved into this. So this is the second property, the polarity and the solubility of the alkynes. Next we have the third one, physical property of the alkynes, that their melting and boiling point. When we are talking about the melting point and the boiling point of the alkynes, then this is going to be gradually increase, or it depends upon the molecular mass of the alkynes. As the molecular mass is going to be increased, then their melting and boiling point is also going to be increased. It means the size of the alkynes increases, then the melting and boiling point is also increases. Fourth one, we have their density. When we are going to talk about the density of the alkynes, as density we have mass per volume ratio. This is the formula for the density. So density of the alkynes also going to be increased when their molecular mass increases. So it depends upon the molecular mass. So we have a simple formula, their melting point and boiling point and their density. It is directly proportional to the molecular mass. That as their molecular mass going to be increased, then their melting and boiling point also going to be increased. At the end, we have its fifth one physical property. The fifth one physical property is their combustion. So, the, on complete combustion of the alkynes, what type of products they will be produces? They're going to produce carbon dioxide, CO2. They're going to produce the water. Its formula is H2O, and they also release a huge amount of energy, a huge amount of energy. So this process is known as the combustion, or it is known as their complete combustion. When alkynes are completely combusted, then they produces three types of products: carbon dioxide, water, and third, a huge amount of energy, or a large amount of energy as a result of their combustion. So these are some simple physical properties of the alkynes. I hope you guys understand about their physical properties, and next if you have any queries you can ask me about that in the comment section. For that time, have a good day and Allah Hafiz.